Maddox Catlin. Number 8, Cade Howell. Number 5, Jacob McVeigh. Number 13, Jesus Martinez. Number 11, Sebastian DeRossi. Number 23, Ethan Starks. Number 2, Jackson Miller. And number 21, Alex Bautista. Webster County High School coached by Tyler Wilson, assisted by Kenneth Wilson. Okay. And now introducing the home team on the scoreboard, the Henderson County Cardinals. In the goal, Jaden Pruitt.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Good evening. Number 5, Trevor Buck. Number 6, Justin Sanchez.
They had a few changes.
Number 7, Adam Gillum.
Okay.
Number 8, Manny Boritica. Number 9, Adam Link.
Yeah, if you want to see it, we can come this way.
Number 11, Ashton Todd. Number 12, Warren Hazelwood. Number 20, Xander Wilson. And number 21, Rod Mattingly. Henderson County coached by Benson Fires, assisted by Kevin Steele. Good luck to both teams.
Hello, everybody from Colonel Field. Thanks for tuning in to WSON Radio. Henderson County Soccer Colonels against the Webster County Trojans for the Boys 6th District Soccer Championship, brought to you here on our WSON Radio Facebook page by Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, by Henderson Ford, by Smith Hart Insurance Agency, and by Rock House on the River. I'm Greg Busby. Lady Colonels head coach Ben Dempsey will have the call of this district title matchup. His Lady Colonels in action tomorrow. We'll have that one for you as well. Benson returned the favor, but it's Ben on the call for the boys soccer district championship tonight. Here you go, Ben.
Thank you, Greg.
Already some different conditions, Ben. Normally you'd have a regular season meeting against your district opponent. That was canceled a couple weeks ago, so it's the first time Henderson and Webster's met this season.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely factors in tonight. You know, these are kind of games that you'd like to see ahead of time, but ultimately I expect a fast start out of the Colonels tonight. Really put the pressure on them early, high pressing, and I expect Webster County to sit back a little bit deeper just to kind of soak up some pressure, which honestly the first couple minutes looks like they're playing an offside trap, which looks like they're off in the first one. So it seems to be in the first 15 seconds here that we're going to have an offside trap consistently tonight. And be a tough challenge for the Colonels to figure out a way around that as well. So free kick here to Webster County, starting the game a minute in. Ball played in by Webster County. Over the head. Webster in possession, ball's going wide. Should be a cross coming in here from Webster. Henderson County here is in maroon, going left to right. Webster County is in white, going right to left. Henderson County ball on the throw-in from Wes Tompkins. Justin Sanchez on the ball, trying to switch the fields. Tough ball in over the top over Xander Wilson right here. See if we can get a clearance out from the Colonels. A big clearance going out of bounds for a Webster County throw-in. So early sustained pressure by Webster County. Definitely a lot faster start from Webster than we expected tonight. So it looks like a new role up top for Ashton Todd as well, number 11. I don't know if you guys can see him or not. But again, typical midfielder defender that's playing as a center forward tonight. So something Coach Pryor maybe is trying out going into the postseason. Xander Wilson there on the header. Kind of feeling out stages in the first couple of minutes. You can definitely tell both teams are kind of going for it. Offsides, as you can see the referee here is okay. Maybe not offsides on that one there. Curse of the commentator again. As you start calling things, it's never the right one. Looks like Warren Hazelwood on the far side there trying to close the ball down for the Colonels. Webster County in possession again. Justin Sanchez taking possession here. And we've got way offsides by the Colonels here again. So those that are paying attention at home can definitely tell part of the strategy tonight of Webster County is keep a high line. Obviously, part of the offside is when the ball is played. If the last defender is in front of the ball, the Colonel player would be offsides. So really by keeping that high line, it puts the Colonels under a lot of pressure. It's already 3 or 4 offsides in the first 2 minutes here. So clearance out by the Colonels. Webster County throw-in coming up. So throw into the far corner here, or the close corner for Webster County. A missed clearance there by Xander Wilson coming out with Wes Tompkins. Trevor Book on the ball. Looks like he's onside this time. Should be going to goal here. 1 versus 1 against the goalkeeper as he's retreating. Should be 1-0 for the Colonels. Great finish by Ashton Todd there on the breakaway. So at the 4-minute mark, essentially, 3 minutes, 10-second mark, Ashton Todd gets off the score sheet for the Colonels to start the game. The tough part of an offside trap, as we've seen there, is once the Colonels get played in behind, it makes it very difficult for Webster County to get back behind the ball. So good fast start from the Colonels here in the district championship. We are 3 minutes and 10 seconds in. Is 1-0 to the Colonels. So again, that goal was by number 11, Ashton Todd. So Webster County back dribble on this side, on the far or near side. One day I'll figure out near from far, I think. Someday. We have a foul on the Colonels. Ball coming in for Webster County. So look for this ball to be swung into the back post here. Deal with the header there. And a goal kick coming out for the Colonels. So you can see early on in the game, Webster County's had a little bit of success playing those long balls over the top that the Colonels have had a tough time dealing with to start the game. So if they can figure out a way to get some of those balls cleared out, I think it's going to be a much more successful of a night. And again, just kind of breaking that offside trap to start the game as well. So header there by Webster County. Justin Sanchez in possession. Offsides. So as you can see, those that are watching at home, definitely, again, a high line. We're 2 feet away from the halfway line. So if you were on our half of the field, you're not offside. So obviously, once they start making the runs on the attacking half, that is when they're deemed as offside. Good. Webster County back in possession, the attacking end for them. Xander Wilson closing the ball down. Webster County keeps possession here. Wes Tompkins again on the counter here. Looks like Ashton is just onside here, so it should be a tight battle here. Now the Colonels as a group need to move up the field. So back post run by Adam Gillum here is on, if they can get it. Good, you can kind of see Webster County's clearing it now. Coming back the Colonels' direction. And this is a game as well, if you can start seeing some of these runs being made by the Colonels, especially here. Looks like another offside moment. He let the ball go, so we're going to continue to play here without an offside call. Ball played back in for the Colonels. Webster County throw in, going right to left. Header out by Justin Sanchez. Trevor Book going to be on the ball. Ashton Todd is offside again. But backside, Adam Gillum will be onside if they let him play. Still should have been on. So the confusion here, as you can see, right, basically the first player, Ashton Todd, was offside, and then he ran towards the ball, so that means that he went towards it. So he had an effect on it, which made other players stop. Adam Gillum on the far side should have been onside, but with the play being blown dead pretty much beforehand, they bring it back. So again, the new rule with offsides is they wait until somebody plays it before, or at least makes a run towards the ball before they shut it down. And so that was a situation there where Ashton Todd made the run to it, so they shut it down right there, not giving the outside player a chance to go to the ball. Does it make sense so far on the offsides here, Greg? Are you keeping up with it?
How much is that Webster kind of doing that to Henderson, and how much is it where Henderson just needs to correct things?
Yeah, so it really only happens maybe one game a year that you see this. So it's very difficult to coach against and plan and game plan against. So it's very much right now Webster County's doing it to the Colonels. And it's really tough to figure out. Obviously, you've seen the first couple of runs. If they can time them correctly, there's 30 or 40 yards to run into. So there's lots of space and there's lots of room for success tonight. But again, you just don't really practice these types of things. So it's very tough to consistently find space. And the stats to start the game, we already had, I would say 5 offsides calls in the first 8 minutes of the game. So we're averaging 1 a minute. So we're on pace for, I think, 80 offsides today, if that stays the course. But again, he stayed in his own half this time, so Ashton Todd will be onside if he can get to the ball there. It should be 2-0 for the Colonels. So again, the difference on that one, he was in the Colonels' half before the ball was played, which means he was onside. So second goal there by Ashton Todd. And again, that's something you're looking for to start the game. That was a new position for him, I think, as Coach Pryor has kind of mentioned before the game. Just seeing him there. So looks like the defenders are going to get lots of assists tonight. Just playing those balls over the top is going to be key for the Colonels. Kind of bypassing their midfield just to be able to play some of those balls over the top. If they time runs, it's going to be on all night.
I'm assuming being kind of a high-risk strategy there from Webster County, right?
Yes, I mean, with this kind of strategy, you hope to get to halftime 0-0. Obviously, it's not necessarily an attacking strategy. So, again, kind of backs to the wall here. And I think they knew coming here it's going to be a very difficult night. So you get a little bit creative with your game plan. And, my opinion personally, I think it's good to work into a game, but maybe not use as a full 80 minutes worth of a game. So, something you'll have to shift away from as the game gets going and obviously kind of close the space down as well. But, again, it's giving the Colonels problems to start the game. But, again, it is a very much high risk, high reward if you get it right. But if you get it wrong, it's a lot of misery along the way and lots of running back. So back post, Manny Beridica's open if Wes Tompkins can pick his head up. So there's an assist from Wes Tompkins to Ashton Todd for a hat trick inside of 9 minutes. So 9 minutes in, our Henderson Colonels are up 3-0 against the Webster County Trojans in the district championship for the 6th district tonight. So again, out here at Colonel Field, it is currently 3-0 for the Colonels. Ball's played back in for Webster County. See if they get the ball moving again. So you can see the body language shifts. The first couple goals go in. Definitely makes it an uphill battle, I think, for Webster County, just as they get going. And kind of what the Colonels were looking for, fast start, definitely in the postseason, start off on the right foot. And again, more opportunities here with this offside trap just for a lot of success potentially coming. This is what you want to see, especially as the postseason starts, getting a lot of kids some minutes, but also seeing different types of lineups. Seeing an offside trap that you may not see during regular season. Because, again, next week with the region tournament coming, the first round game, if other teams see the film tonight or watching on WSON here, they might look at it and say it might be something to try out at times. Again, because it's giving the Colonels some fits to start the game. But, again, they've, I think, figured it out so far and given themselves a couple good opportunities here. So free kick coming in for Webster County. Ball out for a goal kick for the Colonels coming out. So these are the kind of games, too, now that, Ashton Todd has got a couple goals. We want to start seeing, players like Adam Gillum on the far side, a senior that's, probably all-state caliber type player, getting him on the ball a little bit and getting him involved, as well as Trevor Book in the middle and, Wes Tompkins as well, kind of having an impact. You want a lot of good momentum going into the postseason, and if these guys can get off to a good start tonight, it'd be huge for their confidence moving forward. Tough spinning ball there for the Colonels to deal with. Justin Sanchez playing the ball out into space for Wes Tompkins. Peyton Peckinpah is open in the middle of the field if he can find him, pick his head up. Looks like a corner kick coming for the Colonels. First one of the game for the Colonels as well. 11 minutes in, score is 3-0 for the Colonels. So again, we've kind of talked about in the first broadcast here, but these are moments where you start looking for Xander Wilson, get some of those guys with really high ups, getting them on the ball here. So here's Adam Gillum on the ball on the far side. Ball cleared out by Webster County, going the other direction. Adam Link with the miss there, and Webster County is in, closed down by several Henderson County players. A shot coming in for Webster County over the goal. Looks like goal kick coming out for Henderson County. So, Greg, what are your observations the first couple minutes?
Well, I think I was, looking at the comparing scores coming in. I certainly knew Webster would have to change some things up, do something different to stay in this game. I think for Webster, they just wanted to maybe be there in the second half, have a chance, and it was a game where maybe Henderson County could be a mercy rule by the time we're done tonight.
Right. Yeah, and it's kind of an uphill battle, obviously, in these types of games. I think one thing that we have the advantage of in Henderson a lot of times is lots of club soccer players and guys that play year-round. And, so, again, it's one of the advantages of being in a bigger school and, having Evansville right here. We have a lot of kids we send that direction or even off to Owensboro. And, I think between Union, Webster, even the Madisonville area, it's tough to send kids to big club teams to get them exposure in the springtime and lots of minutes in the spring as well. So we're – it's not just what we do in the fall here with our kids. It's a lot what they do in the off season as well. So lots of different kids that are playing all over the state as the season goes.
I know just 2 wins this year for Webster County, but I know they were really competitive last year, had a really good team. So they're kind of like Webster County, since they've been a smaller school, every few years going to have a pretty special team. They had one of those last year.
Absolutely. And, again, I think it's tough when you get to these kind of moments as well, especially lots of I'm not sure in the all-time record what it would be, but I would say, Henderson County's, especially in boys and girls soccer, had a very good run against Webster County. So, mentally coming into these games, it's just a tough game to compete in. But, so far they start off pretty well outside of a couple times that Henderson County's on breakaways and broke the offside trap. They've looked really good. And I think Webster County, again, 14 minutes in, obviously you don't want 3-0, but they've contained the Colonels for certain stretches, and you can definitely tell there's some moments here or there where they've had a little bit of success. So this is where, now the game is getting stretched a little bit. You can see there's some fatigue setting in potentially of Webster County players chasing the ball a little bit or Henderson County players waiting for the ball on certain sides. Look really for Wes Tompkins on this near side and Adam Gilman on the far side, really stretching the field. Now as Jaden has the ball in his hands. So, again, we've got wide players on both sides. They're going to stretch the Webster County back four that make them go side to side, which will, again, give a lot more room to the middle of the field as well. So Adam Gillum on the ball on the far side. Colonels in possession with Warren Hazelwood there. And Cooper Wilson back from injury here. The through ball played in for Adam Gillum. So clearance from Webster County, be throwing for the Colonels in the attacking half.
Change in goalie tonight. We saw Boone in there, I think, the last broadcast we had, and going with Jaden tonight is Coach Pryor.
Yeah, and it's nice to have two really good goalkeepers, and most programs in the state don't have that kind of depth at that position. And, being a goalkeeper myself, it's been fun kind of watching those guys grow and compete against each other. And, I think it's nice having two guys that you could throw in each night and feel like you're going to get good results out of it. And I think, too, it's kind of like a quarterback in football. You have certain games where it's really tough to substitute that position. So I think those guys are handling the situation really well. I haven't been around them as much as, Coach Pryor, obviously, but they seem to be really great guys that handle their role really well and do what's best for the team. So that's awesome to see in kids. Ball played on the back post here for Adam Gillum from Wes Tompkins. Throw-in for the going the other way with throw-in for Webster County coming out. But it looks more of a traditional 4-3-3 for the Colonels tonight, too. Against Davis County, we were here last time, and they played, more kind of a diamond in the middle of the field, it felt like, and really tried to pack the middle of the field. And I think they're more natural in this formation. It gives a lot more width, but also, it's still some stability in the middle of the field as well. So trivia for the day, Greg. So we say 4-3-3. Which end do we start on? Put you on the spot here.
I would say 4-3-3, you're probably starting on the defensive side.
Very good, very good. Sometimes people get technical and say 1-4-3-3 in terms of goalkeeper, 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 attackers. And a lot of times in case you were curious, people kind of relate the 4-3-3 and 4-5-1 all the same. You know, it's kind of just depending on where your wide players start and end. So goal kick coming out here for Webster County. It is 3-0. We are 17 minutes in here at Colonel Field in the 6th District Championship against Webster County and Henderson County. Goal kick coming out for Webster County. Adam Link on the ball there, passing out to Trevor Book. Switching the point of attack to Adam Gillum on the far side. Offside on the near side here from Adam Gillum. The referee sees it. They've kind of played on a little bit further. So it'll be offsides on the far side on Adam Gillum. So again, lots of offsides tonight from the Colonels. I think it's something that at halftime, I think it's a quick fix. Just, you know, having a lot of times you can make almost a sideways run before you take off instead of just a track start run. So anyway, those are things you can solve in the second half. Xander Wilson, good defending there, plays it out. So it'll be a Webster County throw-in going in. So Xander Wilson on the ball here. Clearance out. Webster County is bringing it back in. Switching the point of attack. Cooper Wilson closing the ball down. Webster County's in a decent amount of possession here as the game's moving forward. Clearance from Xander Wilson here. Looks like 2 versus 1 for the Colonels going this direction, depending on the play. And the Colonels are going to goal. Look for the middle of the field. And that will be a goal for the Colonels. So it should be 4-0 for the Colonels. That's from Braden Myers-Curry on that goal there, number 19. So he's a sophomore forward in for the Colonels. Again, it's nice getting it's a lovely voice from Mr. Perkins there. It's great to have lots of different players chip in, and especially in postseason games as the team starts moving forward. Good goal there for the Colonels. So again, putting pressure on them as the ball gets cleared out. Again, it's just a harmless cross for the most part from Xander Wilson, turns into a goal for the Colonels. So that'll be his second goal of the season for Braden there. And again, you want a lot of momentum going into the postseason, so it's great to get your subs coming off the bench some good moments as well. So this is what we look for now, as we talked about kind of the defenders getting a lot of different assists and scoring opportunities here. With some of those clearances, it's been tough for Webster County to get back into position. Ball play in there from Trevor Book. Cooper Wilson on the ball there on the far side. Get the ball out to Adam Gillum, potentially. Offsides on the far side for Adam Gillum. So free kick coming out for Webster County here on the far side. Again, going right to left in the white, maroon, white, as opposed to the Colonels in the all maroon going left to right. Adam Link with the clearance there. Ashton Todd back in the game on the ball there as we speak. The far side, or the near side over here looks open if they can get it this direction. Sorry, sometimes I end up watching the game a little bit too much. But again, these are good moments for the Colonels as well, because obviously those tight spaces, if you can break that small amount of pressure, I think they're in for breakaways for a big part of the night. So again, it's
now you being a coach, the Lady Colonels will have online tomorrow here at WSONradio.com. As a coach, when you do watch a game, what are you kind of looking at? What are you looking for?
Yeah, I'm big on body shape. So just really thinking about like defensively, are they engaged the whole time? Really body language and body shape for the most part. Which kids are involved, which kids are just kind of passerbys. Like, I like to look for a lot of kids that want to be on the ball. Those are kids you want to watch, that want the ball at their feet, that are more engaged, that are kind of involved, especially both sides this year, I think, have not played a whole lot of games. So trying not to, even if you're losing the game 4-0, trying not to get frustrated and keeping some momentum and really just encouraging your teammates along the way. So just the intangibles that kind of go along with kids. Because I think at this level, there's a lot of talented kids. It just comes down to, Are you engaged for a full 80 minutes? Can you play hard? Those are things that we like as coaches. So, again, the tactical side of it is obviously something when you're higher up is fun to watch. The different battles and things like that in terms of positioning. But ultimately it's, kind of the individual battles is fun as well. And, I also, knowing a lot more of the Colonel players as Manny Bridick is going to goal here. We get a shot off here. So far side, Manny Bridick is still in possession. Webster County back behind the ball a little bit now, and Warren Hazelwood there on the cross. Webster County is going to clear here. But again, it's kind of fun too, seeing little situations kind of come through the game, with your individual battles. For example, we talked a little bit about Adam Gillum to start the game and the broadcast, and he's a guy, if the Colonels are going to win the region, as Braden Myers-Curry is going to goal again. Look in the field, middle of the field is wide open. So another goal there for the Colonels. Couldn't really tell. Looked like Ashton Todd got the final touch. Again, Braden Myers-Curry there with at least the assist, if not the goal as well. Couldn't tell who really got that, but
We'll check with Danny.
I would say Ashton Todd is probably the final one. But again, so someone like Adam Gillum played the first 22 minutes of the game, and you could see he was offsides a couple of times, got a little frustrated. He's one that, you really want to get rolling if the Colonels are going to win the region next week. Just having a lot of momentum and positive stuff from him would be great. So again, you look for those individual situations, and when he comes back into the game, can he get more involved in the attack as well? So 21 minutes in is the Colonels 5-0 here at Colonel Field, 6th district championship. Webster County's kicking off here, going right to left. In possession again, going to goal. Xander Wilson in front, closing the ball down. Ashton Todd back in possession here, going the far side. Again, as a coach, we have some of these games every so often where you think, may turn into a mercy rule type game, especially this early in the half. These minutes for the players coming off the bench are not, especially in the postseason, they're not, as some people would say, like junk minutes. I don't think that's really the case in the postseason. I think, you're earning your job for next week still. So whether the game is 5-0 or 0-0, your job is to earn minutes for next week and improve and prove to Coach Pryor that you can play, whether it's Webster County, Hopkinsville, Madisonville, whoever. So again, I think some of these guys getting an opportunity tonight is a really big thing going into the postseason. And I think we got credit for Ashton Todd on the fourth, for his fourth goal on the game. I think he's been scoring a lot of goals recently for the Colonels. I think that I'm going to check the stats here. It looks like his 10th goal of the season then. So he's in double digits now for the Colonels. So there's number 6 in for the Colonels.
Goal for the Colonels.
Be number 24, Jairo Mejia. So that'll be 6-0 for the Colonels. 23 minutes into the game. Again, kind of what you want out of out of the Colonels tonight. Really fast start. A couple moments early that they were frustrated with, probably with the offside trap. But once they got it figured out, I think it's been a really good performance to start the game and start the postseason off. So in those that are unaware, the mercy rule in Kentucky is 10 goals after halftime. So we have to get to at least the first into the first half. Just to kind of give everybody a heads up. Not that we were assuming it's going to get there, but just for those that are watching. The referees are coming together here. I'm not really sure. Might have missed something here.
Got to give us a moment, Ben, to thank our video stream sponsors for Henderson County High School sports this season: Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, Henderson Ford, Rock House on the River, and Smith Hart Insurance Agency. You're watching the Colonels of Webster County here in the Boys District Championship game on the WSON Radio Facebook page with about 16 minutes remaining here in the first half. I'm Greg Busby with Ben Dempsey on the call tonight. We'll have Ben Dempsey's Lady Colonels against the Lady Trojans of Webster County tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Colonels head coach Benson Pryor will move over into Coach Dempsey's role tonight. He'll be up here with the play-by-play, so looking forward to that. Again, special thanks to our sponsors, Smith Hart Insurance Agency Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, Rock House on the River, and Henderson Ford. Any idea what they're talking about, Ben?
Not really sure. It doesn't seem like the middle referee is going to talk to anybody. I don't know if maybe there's some words exchanged from someone on the Webster County side or somebody from the Henderson County side, but looks like they've got it somewhat cleared up. They're going to have a drop ball for Webster County here, and then we'll get the ball back in play. So, sorry. I guess I could take it back from you. Yeah, so not really sure what happened. I don't know if there was some miscommunication or maybe, sometimes it just is misunderstanding with some of the words used potentially. So the punt coming out for Henderson County. Looks like a foul going in for Webster. It's a good opportunity. These are the moments now for Webster. If you can get your team forward, serve the ball in the box, move your team up a little bit, and then be able to take advantage of some of these opportunities of access to some crosses into the box. So now these are the ones we got to go attack. I do that a lot now that we're trying not to be biased here. So goal kick coming out for the Colonels. We are at the 25-minute mark. It is 6-0 to the Colonels here in the 6th District Championship at Colonel Field. Again, I think the one thing that we could say the Colonels need to improve on tonight is those types of balls there where it's, balls put into the box, dealing with them out of the air, heading the ball out, just some type of clearance. Really we talk a lot with our kids about, not that we're perfect at it, but just things that we try to harp on as well. Teams that are not as talented, sometimes they can turn those moments into kind of a scrum. Ball goes to the box. If somebody doesn't clear it, it turns into a really good opportunity for them where maybe it's avoidable if you can just clear the ball out. So sometimes my expression I usually use is put it over the stand somewhere and we'll reset. So just kind of kicking the ball out of bounds somewhere, clearing it into a better situation, and then reset if you need to. So again, Webster County on the attack again. Been decent in possession tonight, Webster County has. It seems like they've got some players that can pass the ball and, really done a decent job. And I think Henderson County obviously has been the aggressor in terms of scoring goals, and the scoreboard reflects that. But I think Webster County's probably, you hate to say completed more passes, but I think it's consistently connected passes tonight, which is something that you don't really expect in a game where they're losing 6-0.
A benefit for Webster, too. They'll be in that regional tournament next week as well. Of course, on the opposite side of the bracket is the Colonels, so they'd like to play well headed into that region tournament next week.
Yeah, and that's the joy of the postseason, right? This is kind of you hate to say a warm-up game, but both teams are qualified already for next week, and, gives you a chance to see, what your team's made of at this point, and, who knows who they're going to draw next week. That's kind of one of my favorite days of the year. I always tell my wife that, region draw day is just like Christmas. You get to learn your fate that you've kind of worked on for the last couple months. And anyway, so the Colonels are on the attack again here. Ball played up by Webster County, again connecting passes.
Where will the regional be?
Region will be here for the girls. The boys, I think, are in Madisonville this year. So we kind of rotate the 3 sites in soccer between Hopkinsville, Madisonville, and Henderson. We just got brand new lights, thank you to the district. And so now we were able to host up until, I think the boys hosted here last year. So we have it this year. We haven't hosted for a few years. And then, again, I think the boys are Madisonville, and then one of us will end up in Hopkinsville, and probably one of us will end up in Madisonville next year again. I think the girls will probably be in Madisonville, and boys will be in Hopkinsville next year. So just the 3 big areas it kind of rotates between. A lot of people don't like traveling all the way up here since our region is, the Lyon County area is still an hour and 45 minutes away. Even Caldwell, some of those areas it's really tough for them to get up here. But likewise, going down to Hopkinsville, it's kind of a treacherous time. And as the region tournament gets here, the most difficult part sometimes is not necessarily who's the best team; it's who can sustain things over 3 days. As opposed to other tournaments, we get 4 nights to get a tournament in. So if you get the bad draw, as the Colonels are on the attack here again. And there's another goal for the Colonels. This will be 7-0. Goal from Carter Denton there, sophomore forward. Great finish to the near post there. And it's 7-0 to the Colonels. We've got 11:45 left in the first half. But again, we're talking about the region tournament next week. You always kind of hope for the draw where you get to play on Monday first, have a day off on Tuesday, play the semifinal Wednesday, and the championship on Thursday. those are always tricky weeks. We've been there before where we traveled to Hopkinsville 3 nights in a row last year, or actually the last couple years. Makes for a long week, especially when you have school and kids have to get up and go to work, school, and I have to get up and go to work. So it makes it tough, Wes Tompkins is on the near side. He's got players at the back post if you can get a touch over to him. And those are things, especially in a 7-0 game, you want, obviously just kind of get off the ball a little bit earlier, try to avoid some collisions if you can with 11 minutes to go in the half, especially when things are going so well for the Colonels. You hate to end up with an injury this late in the game. So Colonel's in decent spell of possession here. Ball played out to Wes Tompkins. Trevor's open in the middle. Trevor Book is open in the middle. Nice little possession here from the Colonels. It's kind of good to open up, and you can see how congested it is in the middle of the field especially. Very difficult to find passes in there. So I look for them to go back over the top again. There we go. Got some nice comments on Facebook, everybody, so keep commenting, keep tuning in for the Colonels here. And again, being a coach and teacher of the high school, we appreciate WSON and our friends over here being here. We love to have them out, and it's always great to catch up with Mr. Busby as well. I get to learn a little bit on the mic here from the true professional.
I'm learning here the last couple weeks with you, Ben.
Yeah, I just try to talk really fast and just act like I know what I'm doing. So
that's half the battle.
Yeah. So a free kick coming in for the Colonels. This is one I'd look to play fast. Yep, here we go. Get the ball back in play. Looks like offsides again for the Colonels. It's a good finish, but will not count. So ball coming back. We've got 30 minutes done in the first half so far. 9 minutes and 45 seconds to go. It is 7-0 to the Colonels here in the 6th District Championship. Free kick coming out for Webster County. Ball headed around a few times. And again, look for the Colonels to have a decent spell of possession here to kind of slow the momentum down again. And then just when you kind of lull Webster County back to sleep, then you can hit one of those balls over the top that puts them back under pressure. So Henderson County is going to move up the field a little bit. Goalkeeper has the ball at his feet, looking for a big kick out. So Colonel's going to be back in possession. We can get it out here to the near post. And these are things, especially as this game gets going, if you can go from side to side a lot more frequently, they're going to still continue to have a little bit of success as the game is going. So Wes Tompkins on the ball here. Beats the defender. So no call there. So some of that, I think, a lot of people, so we are technically, according to the KHSA in the world, that we are a contact sport. Sometimes we forget that. And if you get a little bit of the ball, sometimes you're able to go through the man. Whether we agree or disagree, sometimes that's can be the right call. Obviously, if you go in for a slide tackle, you go over the ball, it can be seen as dangerous play and reckless, and different types of cards will come out at that time. But something there, both players got up. So as they say, no blood, no foul, I guess.
Always, I guess, a judgment foul there from the official.
Yeah,
kind of whatever he believes, if it was intent there or not.
Right, it's great to let him see, to see a referee that lets him play a little bit. Definitely you want to keep it within reason. But I know that this has been a nice little battle on this side of the field that I think is going to continue to go on. So, I think he can tighten it if he needs to, but there wasn't really too much in that one. A tough shot here coming in. So Jaden with save of the night. Might be.
Being over the years, did you see the officiating, tighten up or loosen up as you advance farther in the postseason, or does it stay pretty consistent?
I think it does get a little bit tighter. I think depending on where you play throughout the state, certain regions are notorious for either being a little bit more physical or less physical. And so I think for the region tournament, I think it's been very consistent within the region. Sometimes when you go down to Region 1, it's very physical. I think that between Region 3 and 4, I think it's pretty similar to ours. I think Region 1 is not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it's just a little bit more physical teams that you get down there. And, they're the tough teams to play against. And, I think a lot of times the referees let them play a little bit more down there. Kind of like, I grew up watching the Big Ten in basketball. It's kind of been situation where they beat each other up for most of the game, and then they go to other games and they get touch fouls. And so I think as the postseason gets here, through the region it's pretty consistent, which is nice to see. And we get the same couple referees for a lot of our games as well. And, as we get closer to the postseason, we get a lot of guys that are, involved with college games or whatever that come down and do the region semifinals and finals. That's a nice boost as well. There's, Gustavo's one guy that we have consistently who's been on, big-time games at the Division I level in college. And so it's really nice to be able to pull some of those guys in as well. Looks like a shove in the back on Manny Beritica. Free kick coming in for Webster County. We got 6 minutes to go in the half. Again, the Colonels are up 7-0 in the district championship here at Colonel Field. So again, I know it kind of sounds like a broken record a little bit, but these are moments now that with 5 minutes to go, Adam Gillum's back on the far side over there. I know you can't really see him next to the bench, but if Henderson can get a clearance here, either from the goalkeeper or from the players, can we find him on the break real quick? So these are moments now. The goalkeeper has it. Coming out to the near side to Wes Tompkins. Webster County throw coming the other way. Is this where you look to the far side where Adam Gillum will be on now? There we go. See if we can get a cross or shot out of this one. So looks like a corner kick coming in for the Colonels. So again, it's nice too. Again, you get different players involved in the game, different sides of the field. That's one thing we talk a lot about is on the girls' side is can we switch the point of attack a lot? Can you go from, your right back on the near side to your left forward on the other side? It is definitely a lot of times getting isolated 1-versus-1 situations. And, a lot of times I know Coach Pryor would definitely love to have, his wide players in a 1-versus-1 situation against probably anybody in the state, honestly. He feels pretty confident with his players. So Henderson County has the ball. Jackson Soffer here, serving the ball back in. It's onside, going to goal. It'll be the 8th goal for the Colonels.
Goal for the Colonels.
Yeah. We're looking real quick. Give us 1 second. 18. So that goal is from Jay Myers. So that pushes the goal or pushes the lead for the Colonels to 8-0 with 4 minutes to play in the first half. Webster County back in possession at midfield. Ball on the far side. Webster County back in possession, closed down by the Colonels. Good. Jaden Pruitt's going to have the ball in his hands. Look for a big punt here. See if we can get players in behind. We've got Trevor Book and Wes Tompkins and Manny Beritica and Adam Gillum as our front four that are going for the ball here. It's going to be over all their heads here. Wes Tompkins is going to be onside if he can get a good cross off here. So Trevor Book in the middle of the field will score our 9th goal for the Colonels from Wes Tompkins. So 37 minutes in the game, it is 9-0 for the Colonels here at Colonel Field in the 6th District Championship. It's a great ball in, and it's also nice to get different types of goals. Instead of just having breakaway goals tonight, getting Wes Tompkins out on the wide areas, being able to cross the ball in. Again, now if we can get different goal scorers, somebody like Cooper Wilson coming back from injury, or Peyton Peckinball, or Adam Gillum on the score sheet as well, to kind of cap off a really good night for the Colonels. Colonels are back in possession with Wes Tompkins on the near side. See if we can get a duplicate type cross over here on this side. Cuts it back in on his left. It's going to be out for a Henderson County throw-in. Webster County throw-in going the other direction. So 2 minutes before halftime, it is the Colonels 9, Webster County 0 here in the 6th District Championship at Colonel Field.
Ethan Starks returns to the contest for the Trojans.
Throw in for Webster County. Headed there by Warren Hazelwood. Peyton Peckinpah going to goal. And I think this is Peyton's first game in a long time that he's played and competed in. Had a medical situation. He's been out most of the season. As a senior, I think it's been a really good opportunity for him to get back playing again. So I do think it's his first appearance of the season. Got a tough ball here for the Colonels to deal with. Some of those are kind of tricky. It didn't seem very tough once it got there, but some of those are tricky as it's at the top of the box, whether you come forward as a goalkeeper or whether you let it go. So very, very difficult balls at times. The Colonels are going to be in on a breakaway here from the punt. Just looking for a cross in the middle of the goal here. Trevor Book recirculates the ball out wide to Adam Gillum. It's the far side. Webster County still can't clear it. Adams going to get the ball, poke it out there, and go to goal. Again, these are the moments can we get a cross or shot out of it. Cooper Wilson skies it high, just a bit outside. We got 40 seconds left before the halftime buzzer goes. Again, it's the Colonels 9, Webster County 0. So goal kick coming out for Webster County. So Cooper Wilson's open in the middle of the field if he can turn. So it looks like we're going to go into halftime 0-0 or 0-0. 9-0 for the Colonels here in the 6th District Championship as Webster County takes the last opportunity of the half. So our halftime score is 9-0 for the Colonels here in the 6th District Championship.
I think we'll get some halftime entertainment. I noticed the Henderson County High School dance team, so our producer Bill Stevens will make sure we have that for you here on WSON, and check out the dance team here tonight. They were cheering on and singing the fight song earlier. 9-0 here at halftime. Again, our Fall Sports video stream coverage here on the WSON Radio Facebook page being brought to you by Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, also by Henderson Ford, by Smith Hart Insurance Agency, and by Rock House on the River. And we'll take a timeout to take a look at the Colonelettes here tonight at midfield.
Ladies, we will do a sound check for you.
The way we get loose, we move our shoulders forward, hands back, get into control like Janet Jack. Get it on the floor, let them know what's happening. We can't get stuck, always like what it is.
You already know. Tell him I'm a mizane. Shawty, you ain't messing with a lizane. I'm gonna have you loose on the floor, have you snapping with a kizane. A mom Bible models with a baller was so good, I took him to the hood and had it back going his aim. A hard rap artist that hang with singers and don't think that the sting is song is only it ain't. You gotta be kidding me, you telling me sure that right here can take a hit and do it like you. If all of this is true, you gotta show me what you done told me not do it. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Colonelettes with some halftime entertainment here at Colonel Field. Again, Henderson County Colonels lead the Webster County Trojans 9-0 here at half. So the goal, if it stays a 0 anyway, a 10-goal mercy rules. So goal by Henderson County would end it once we get started with the second half. Let's take a look at scoring in the first half. At the 3:10 mark, it was Ashton Todd to get the first goal of the game, and he would have a big first half. Moments later, 7:36 in, Ashton Todd would score his second goal and have the hat trick. Just over 8 minutes in the game, 8:32 mark, 3 goals for Ashton Todd. The fourth goal would come 17:42 into the game. Braden Myers-Curry, a sophomore, would grab a goal. And the fifth goal of the game would come from Ashton Todd. 4 total goals in that first half for the junior Todd. So now 10 on the year for Todd. With 21:07 in, the Colonels led it 5-0. Colonels would make it 6-0 just a minute and a half later at the 22:37 mark when Jairo Mejio scored, and he made it a 6-0 game. A goal a few minutes later at the 28:15 mark from Carter Denton made it 7-0. With the 35:28 mark, it was Jay Myers a goal to make it 8-0, and the 9th goal came from Trevor Book, a junior, at the 36:45 mark at the first half. 9-0, the Colonels on top of Webster County. We mentioned Coach Dempsey's team in action tomorrow against the Webster County Lady Trojans for the girls district championship. Coach, what do you know about the Lady Trojans that you all will see tomorrow?
Yeah, so we got to see them earlier this season, and it was a Mercy Roll game a little bit after halftime, so similar to this type of game. And so those games are really good for us to start the postseason. I know that it's, really big opportunity for them as well, especially to come to our home field and, maybe spoil the party a little bit. But, definitely we feel like if we show up and have the right attitude and right approach to the game, it should be a really good night for us.
Really, you guys probably thinking about 4 wins on your home field because the region tournament, you all will host that next week. You kind of treat it that way? Do you treat tomorrow as kind of a tune-up? How do you treat the game with the Trojans tomorrow?
Yeah, so a normal year, I would definitely say it's some type of tune-up where, you can rotate the team a little bit, get some kids some opportunities that maybe haven't had them for a lot of the season. But, the tough part is nobody's had opportunities this year. So, a lot of times we start looking at, who needs minutes. It might be that we leave a starter in a little bit longer, not to run up to score or not to do whatever. But some of it's just going to get minutes on their legs, and so I think we've tried to push them so far this week in practice and just try to treat this week just as a small amount of preseason to get ready for next week. And, regardless of the result tomorrow, we know we're going to be there next week. We know it's going to be at home, and that's a big boost as well. So just making sure physically we're prepared for next week is kind of our approach so far.
The draw will come up this weekend, but who do you kind of see as maybe the teams to beat, kind of top contenders besides the Lady Colonels for the region next week?
Yeah, so it's, again, it's been tough to figure out, especially with, not seeing a lot of the teams. But, Caldwell County is a team that's kind of surprised some people so far. They're very good defensively, it seems like. They've not had a whole lot of offense this year, but they're a team that could probably surprise some teams. They actually have the number 1 seed in their district over Madisonville, who's, a perennial power right now. And so they beat Madisonville in a shootout in their first regular season game together. And so that's a game that, I'll be curious to see how that one plays out because, if Caldwell wins that district again, we could be eyeing a matchup with Madison on the first round. And that's not exactly the game you want to open the region tournament with. I mean, even a down year for them, Coach Tishner always has them ready to play. And but it's a game that we're going to have to play at some point. So, regardless of first round or second round, it's a game we need. And then UHA, they're a team we've beaten. I think basically the last 5 years, either in the region final or the region semifinal. They've had some unbelievable players that have come through their program, and I think honestly, in a lot of other regions, they probably would have won the region a couple years. We've had a lot of good players through the years with the Carly Craftons and Maddie Griggs and Katie Bickers, and some of them that I think just came at the right time. So, for us, UHA is probably the second best team that we're going to see. Really I think the best team they've got probably potential player of the year in Grace Pape, and she's double digits in goals and assists, and somebody that we're going to have to really pay attention to. But again, last year, Madisonville and UHA got drawn on the same side, and so it was kind of we got the team that was a little bit less tired, or a little bit more tired, excuse me. We were the team that was less tired. So last year was a nice year for us that we got a little bit of an easier draw. They had to all beat up on each other, and then we got to see them in the final. And so our keys kind of for all of this week and next week are really just getting off to a fast start, and having a lot of momentum. And, this hopefully doesn't sound arrogant, but I think having won it a few years in a row, it's nice that that mental side of the game, a lot of teams don't want to play us. And so I think if you get off to a fast start, the first goal goes in, it puts that little bit of doubt in their mind that, here we go again. And so that's kind of what we've stressed all week with our kids is starting off the first 15, 20 minutes really positively, getting that first goal, jumping on the front foot, as they say, and really starting off fast. So
getting back to action here. Again, our coverage being brought to you by Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, Smith Hart Insurance Agency, Rock House on the River, and Henderson Ford. Colonels up 9-0. Here's Ben Dempsey as the second half underway here from Colonel Field.
So again, we are in the mercy rule type scenario at this point with the Colonels starting the half 9-0 against Webster County. The next goal that goes in for the Colonels, assuming Webster County does not score, will end the game. So the 10th goal will be the final deciding goal for the Colonels. So we've got a free kick coming in. Looks like they're kind of negotiating who's going to be taking this one, especially late in a game like this. Everybody wants to step up and take it, but it looks like Cooper Wilson's going to be trying to put this one away here. So again, look for, like a broken record over here, but look for Xander Wilson on the back post and maybe get something on this as well. So it looks like a corner kick coming out for Henderson County. I know Coach Pryor's been working on a few different corner plays, so you can see they kind of, in soccer there's not a whole lot of set plays, as they call them. We don't have, an offense like a basketball team or a football team, obviously. You give them, it's a good opportunity there for the Colonels. It looks like Adam Gillum headed just wide. You kind of give them some ideas through the gameplay, and here's what we want to look for, but it's not necessarily a set situation every single time. Whereas on corner kicks, you can get a little bit creative and just try to, we've got a play that we've kind of set in that you hate to call it a pick because that's pretty much illegal in soccer, but it's essentially a pick play and try to get some of our better attacking players open in space and just kind of being in the way in certain situations. So, being a goalkeeper especially, it really is difficult when you have a lot of players around you. So we try to, especially on the girls' side in high school, we try to put a lot of bodies around the goalkeeper and make them uncomfortable. And, usually it's not a great header that goes in. It's usually the one that bounces down and somebody just gets a toe on it, it goes in the back of the net. So Henderson County with the free kick here on Cooper Wilson. Warren Hazelwood's going to be on the ball here on the near side. So in the second half here, we've got the Colonels going right to left in all maroon. We've got Webster County going left to right in the white, maroon, white. Warren Hazelwood taking a free kick going in for the Colonels. Headed out by Webster County here. Coming back in, Henderson County still in possession. So again, one thing you wanted to definitely see is lots of possession from Henderson County right to start the second half here. So when we talk about the offside trap to kind of start the game, you can see they've kind of gone away from it. But again, these are the parts of the game now where it's tough because a lot of players still might be thinking in their mind offside trap, whereas not everybody in their team is. So you see two players that are a little bit deeper, and then the two players in front of them at the back for Webster County are not really in the same line. So it's a little bit of miscommunication, I think, now that the score line has gotten a little bit more lopsided. So Adam Gillum on the ball here. 1-versus-1 situation. Cooper Wilson's going to be on the back post here. That's going to be open if he can find him. Looks for a corner kick coming in for the Colonels on that far side. So some of the defenders, a lot of times your defenders are your better leapers, better jumpers, and then they also are usually the better headers of the ball too. So that's a lot of times why the taller, bigger players come up from the back to try to win some of these balls. Sometimes you see, though, the ball gets cleared out and the other team gets countered because all their defenders went forward. So it's kind of finding that balance of enough people going forward, but also not losing the ball on the counterattack. And you hear Coach Pryor's not super thrilled with how the corner was ran there. Again, regardless of score, you hope that the kids are executing this in this type of game, especially this is not – I know we haven't played a lot this season, but this is not game one. So, if you've been working on certain situations, these are moments where you need to really execute them. There's a 50-50 ball. Cooper Wilson keeps it alive. Looks like the 10th goal coming in for the Colonels. So Cooper Wilson with the assist there. Couldn't really tell who got the final goal, but 10 goals there for the Colonels, the 6th district champion. Okay, so that goal was by Jack Gentry there to get the 10th goal there by Henderson County at the 45-minute mark. So Cooper Wilson keeping that play alive to finish off the game. And again, those are hustle plays that you like to see, especially when the game's on the line. So really good extra effort there from Cooper to get the assist.
Ben, what do you think could be some keys for this Henderson boys soccer team to grab a region title next week?
Yeah, I think they're very capable of it. Just seeing some of their scores and some of the teams they're going to face next week, I think they're right in the mix. One thing I would try to stress with Coach Pryor is getting some of those balls defensively that have been thrown in the box. You know, a lot of times in our region, we talked about Region 1 being physical, but, you know, Madisonville is, especially being a rival type game, it's going to be a physical battle. A lot of times those games are decided on, you know, just a 50-50 ball that somebody goes for that whoever wants it more usually ends up coming out with it and getting the win. So, and I think motivation-wise, they have a lot more after the shootout loss last year against Madisonville in the final. And not to say Madisonville's the only team. I think UHA has a pretty decent shot as well. But if we can get players like Ashton Todd scoring goals still, you know, like we said tonight, he got in double digits. Adam Gillum getting a little bit more involved. He was kind of, you know, on the outskirts tonight. Not as much involvement as I would have liked to have seen. But then if we can start heading some of those balls away, those 50-50 balls played in the box, missed clearances, things like that, if they can clean those things up, and that's very doable. You know, I think it's just some of it is concentrating and executing. And, you know, a game like tonight, it's tough when you get up 5 goals and then all of a sudden you don't want to head a ball because, you know, you might have a headache tomorrow or something because, you know, what sometimes you will say, what's the point when we're up 5 goals? But you hope against a Madisonville team when it's 0-0 that they'll be able to do those things.
Being a great job as always. Say best of luck to you and the Lady Colonels tomorrow. We look forward to have that here on WSON Radio Facebook.
Thank you so much. I'm excited it's here. You know, it's been a long time coming this season. We just said hold on for the postseason. You know, so now that it's here, I'm still skeptical until tomorrow actually happens that we're going to get a game in. But I'm very excited. I know our kids are really anxious to get on the field as well.
You know, one thing I did talk about before I let you go, spoke with Mark Andrews last week, and you and Coach Pryor. I mean, really all the coaches at Henderson County High School, really statewide. I mean, you guys have done a great job managing this situation, and a lot of credit goes to the coaches, but also the players too.
Man, you can't say enough about our players. I mean, we've given them some guidelines, and they've never questioned them. They've never not followed the rules, followed the guidelines, whatever. And, you know, I think it's a testament to us actually getting to play out here. You know, we're obviously there's cases going around the state or whatever, but our district feels comfortable with letting us play, and I think that's, again, a testament to what our coaches have been able to do. You know, and so I'm really proud of our group, and I actually had that thought today as I was driving past the football guys checking players in, and you know, there's just so much that goes into getting a season going and getting practices set up. It just takes so much longer. So, you know, teachers and coaches right now, you got to tip your hat to them a little bit. I'm biased, but you know, it's been really, really impressive. Just the way society's kind of going right now, just keeping things afloat and getting stuff back rolling again. And this is stuff the kids need. You know, you can see someone like Peyton Peckinpah that got back out there tonight, had his first appearance of the season, you know, I think maybe second, but as a senior, you know, I think those are the cool moments you want to see as a coach and teacher, those kids getting out here and having an opportunity. I know it's, you know, it's tough in a global pandemic to get these things, but those are cool moments that he's going to remember, and, you know, family and people that are around are also going to remember as well.
Well said, Ben. Thank you so much. We'll keep it right here for our award ceremony. Mentioned Book and Todd named to the all-district team for Henderson County. So we'll let Danny Perkins announce the rest of the district team.
Adam Link. From Webster County, David Velasco. And from Henderson County, Adam Gillum. This is your boys all 6 district team members. And now for the team presentations. Boys 6th District runner-up trophy presented to Webster County. And the champions of the boys 6th District tournament, the Henderson County Colonels. Congratulations to both teams. Both teams will advance to the second region tournament to be played next week. Just a reminder that we have the 6th District Girls Championship game tomorrow night here at Colonel Field. The Henderson County Lady Colonels will face the Webster County Lady Trojans. That game will start at 6 p.m.
And we'll have that one tomorrow here on WSON Radio Facebook page, again, 6 o'clock. We'll get Coach Benson Pryor on the call of that one, as Coach Ben Dempsey will go for a district crown. Special thanks to Coach Dempsey, Bill Stevens, our producer tonight. I'm Greg Busby. Again, big thanks to our sponsors, Evansville Teachers Federal Credit Union, Rock House on the River, Smith Hart Insurance Agency, and Henderson Ford, bringing you Henderson County High School fall sports here on the WSON Radio Facebook page. For all of us here at WSON, for this time and until next time, I'm Greg Busby. Good night, everybody.